Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
And a few weeks ago, we talked about the fact that Facebook is looking at a subscription based model. And we talked about the potential impact on rising importance of content. And so, Jen, does that mean I need to invest a lot in AI and have it create just a ton of content for me?
Yes, but it has to be engaging content. I'm not saying don't use AI, but if you create content and it's not engaging, whether or not you're creating it for social media or you're creating it for search engines, either way, that content has to capture the eyes, balls, and the attention of the consumer because that's the basis of marketing, right?
Absolutely. And right now, the algorithms are definitely paying attention. You see it on Facebook. If you're scrolling through your news feed, you start to see a lot of suggested for you content. On Instagram, your friend liked this. Maybe you will too. Your
Yep.
friends are following this person. Maybe you should.
Yep.
And that's not just arbitrary. The content that the social platforms are showing you is content that they already see is getting engagement, interaction. And so, if you want your content to be shared and to be highlighted, you've got to create things that get people talking.
Yep. Yep. Get that engagement. So it's going to get more reach in itself at the beginning. And then when it gets more engagement, then it's going to get what we're talking about or other people that have engaged with similar content. And it used to be just in Reels, just in TikTok. Now it's in your full-fledged, like for me. So we were discussing our feeds are a little bit different. Lorraine's fighting it. My feed, it has, it's like suggested for you, add somebody, suggested for you. And so mine is full of that. And I'm getting content though that I actually do want to see. But it's not people I've chosen to like or follow. And we're just talking about organic social media here.
You know what's funny is you're talking about this is how, oh, it started with TikTok and now it's everywhere else. That's the way social media was. Let's go way back. The early days of Twitter, way early days when it was fun and
Yeah.
interesting, there was all sorts of stuff in your feed. And what you were seeing was stuff that people you knew were engaging with. And it would pop up just because they engaged with it. And it really gave you a great way to see and interact with information. And then the content became more curated and it
Mhm.
narrowed your focus. And so they keep adjusting the algorithms and adjusting. And right now, there is definitely a move to introduce you to the things your friends are liking best.
And it's not just social media. So people are using social media different too, in that they're using it as a search engine. And Gen Z is probably the most popular here, where it's 40 to 50% or something like that are actually using social media as their search engine. So search engines have adjusted as well. They've had to adjust for that reason and for the reason that AI content, you can produce mass amounts of content. So it's not going to be about so much content, and they might have named it something different called the EAT principles, but it needs to be content that is engaging. And how they're measuring that is G4 came out with a brand new metric we never saw before called engagement, and it's engagement rate. They also started putting in your search console, so organic traffic metrics in G4 so you can see the engagement rate. of your content, and that's how they're going to overcome this mass production of content. Is it engaging?
Engage. And that's it, is that you can have 20 posts. You can be posting once an hour. But if everybody ignores everything you're doing, ultimately no one is going to see it. No one is going to see it in search. No one is going to see it on social. But if you put out one piece of content a day and people interact with it, they like it, they comment on it.
Going to see more of that. And I'll tell you another reason why social media platforms want the engagement is they want that good content so that they can feed AI models to answer your questions directly inside of social media platforms. Snapchat is already doing that. And so fueling oh, this is your new search engine. You can just get that out of social media. So everybody's fighting for quality over quantity.
Absolutely. And so I think as a content creator, you need to go back and you need to look. Don't treat your content like history. Really go back and look at the last 25 status updates that you did. Which one got engagement?
Yeah.
And two things. It's the same logic that I use with SEO for blog posts. You've got a great blog post. It got good traffic. Go back and add to it. I'm going to tell you, if you have a good piece of social content that got good engagement, don't repost it again. Go back and ask another question, ask a follow-up question, create a comment, tag someone to drive more engagement to that original piece of content. Keep the conversation going. That will increase the value of that post. And then tomorrow, I want you to do it again. I want you to find something else in your timeline
Yep.
that worked well. I'm not saying abandon new. I'm saying balance.
Yeah. And what got the most engagement for a lot of things is short form video or just video. Tie that into less clicks happening out of that, then you're going to see more branded searches to your website because it's back to the old TV days where you're just out there, talking about your products or services and there's no click. So back into that zero click that we're talking about. But it's all based on, can you get somebody engaged?
Can you get someone interested?
Listen.
You know what? In a way, you're going to a singles bar, people, and you got to be you can't just be the nerd in the corner yelling.
Yeah.
You've got to be the interesting person that gets people to go, oh, I want to spend more time with that brand. I want to get to know that brand.
Because they're solving my problems, and here are the solutions that they're coming up with. So I need to talk to them. So I think that goes back to what we've talked about before, content that solves problems.
Absolutely. But then when you have that video and you have that content, don't let it die. You spent time and money creating that. Keep it going.
Reuse it. You do that a lot. Content that you've had before, go back. I mean, you have a larger than me, but you have a plethora of content that you've had over the years that you can reuse.
Well, and I update it. I may do a new introduction. I may do a new write-up. I create one of the things I'm doing, and this is going to be my plan for 24. I have 900 right now, 940 podcasts.
Oh, gosh.
You know what? A lot of those conversations are really good. And there are a lot of people that haven't heard them. I'm working on a whole new set of graphics. And every week I'm going to re-release one of those episodes. And you're going to see, and you're starting to see it already from our archive. Did you miss this conversation with?
Yeah. Back to the basics of marketing. Can you get somebody's attention?
Mhm. Yes. And the goal is not necessarily more, it's better and it's higher engagement. So, if you're looking for some strategies on how to increase your engagement, schedule some time with Jen or I and let's talk about your marketing. You can find office hours at digitaltoolbox.club.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.